"64 years ago today, Hiroshima was bombed, and on 64 years from Sunday, Nagasaki was bombed. In those events, hundreds of thousands of people lost their lives, and in the aftermath, the radiation fallout led to thousands more deaths. Even today, people who were in that area at the time still continue to suffer from the results of radiation poisoning, like leukemia and other problems, and they haven't gone away. So we're here to remember that event. Not only do we remember those lost lives, but we also remember that a nuclear program which began in 1945 with 2 bombs continues today, in a nuclear program with, as of 2002, over 20,000 active nuclear weapons held by countries all over the world, all with a much greater payload than those 2 bombs that were dropped 64 years ago.
In April this year, the US President Obama, speaking in Prague, as the only nuclear power to have used nuclear weapon, the United States has a moral responsibility to act, and taking concrete steps towards a world without nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons abolition is the will not only of the Hibakusha, but also of the vast majority of people and nations on this planet. The fact that President Obama is listening to those voices has solidified our conviction that the only role for nuclear weapons is to be abolished.
I'm very happy to be representing Premier Gary Doer and my colleagues in the legislature on this evening. It's remarkable to realize that we, half a world, and over half a century away from the atrocities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, gather today to make a statement for world peace. It is all the more remarkable that we here in Manitoba participate alongside peoples from over 1,000 other locations across the planet. This time we take to remember this atrocity of war is a moment we dedicate to the prevention of war. By remembering the atrocities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, we remember those who have served and sacrificed in the wars of history. And we recognize the gravity of war, the sorrowful actions it entails, and the human costs in lives and in the well-being of humanity at large. This means our attendance here today is more than simply the acknowledgement of things past. It is an acceptance of the future we together are making. With each lantern we light this evening, we create a widely understood symbol of hope. And when we launch it, we are sharing and extending that hope to those who are elsewhere. We can never be sure where our lantern may drift or where our hope for peace may be embraced. But we release them both into the greater world, knowing that other people in other places are doing the exact same thing and working and wishing for the exact same result: peace. That people around the world reach out and act in harmony with each other regardless of past alignments helps me to keep hope alive in my heart, and I encourage you to do the same. Act to keep your hope alive, not just now, but throughout the year. Keep your hope alive through shared acts of remembrance with your peers, and keep it alive by sharing it with those who will follow you. Do not have your lantern burn only this evening. Allow tonight's message of shared humanity and a wish for peace grow with you and beyond you through the years to come.
The Hiroshima Peace Day is a time to reflect and remember the devastation and the destruction that war creates on civilization and inflicts upon all the lives that we hold so dear. We remember courageous men and women who have fought and lost their lives, of the loved ones that have been left behind, and of the innocent lives that have been destroyed. The Japanese-Canadian community in Canada suffered many injustices during World War II. The community that that was established during pre-war 1940s in the 100-mile west coast of BC was destroyed. And Japanese Canadians were interned at that time. They were sent to sugar beet farms in Alberta and Manitoba. And many were sent back to Japan, a country of their ancestors, but not necessarily of their birth. Many of the ancestors in Japan suffered tremendous medical and physical and many disabilities from the atomic bombs. The world has learned a lot by the atomic bombs of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but continues to be a threat. Nuclear weapons continue to be a threat. We need to be very vigilant and strong in our commitment to abolish nuclear weapons. Tonight we honor those individuals and loved ones that have died and fought for world peace, for peace in their country, and who have given up their lives for that conflict. Let us continue in this way to make the world, to make our planet a better place, a safer place, with the abolition of nuclear weapons.
The story of Sadako Sasaki of Hiroshima, Japan, is one that is told in schools throughout the world as a way to educate children about peace in the world. This true story has been written as a children's book by Eleanor Kaur in 1977 and is entitled Sadako and the Thousand Paper Cranes. Sadako, a young girl of 10 years old, became sick with leukemia from the effects of the atomic bomb in post-war Japan. She believed in an ancient tale that if you made 1,000 paper cranes, you would be granted a wish. She wished for good health. However, she died before she completed making the cranes, and her classmates completed the task for her. Each year, thousands of paper cranes from all over the world adorn the statue of Sadako in the Hiroshima Peace Park in Hiroshima, Japan. At the bottom of this children's monument is the following: "This is our cry. This is our prayer for building peace in this world."